Some relief for Indians travelling abroad. Credit card payments will not attract TCS. On Wednesday, the Indian government announced that spending through international credit cards abroad will not be considered as part of the Liberalised Remittance Scheme, LRS, and therefore, will not be subject to tax collected at source, TCS. Aadhaar PAN linking last date tomorrow. Here's what happens if you fail to do so. If the PAN and Aadhaar cards are not linked by June 30, 2023, it can lead to the following. PAN card will become inoperative until linked with the Aadhaar card. TCS and TDS deductions will attract a higher rate. Investors will not be able to carry any transactions on NSE and BSE. Depositors will not be able to book a fixed deposit above 50,000 rupees. Depositors will not be able to obtain new debit or credit card. Investors will not be able to redeem their mutual funds. Indians with H1B visas can now work in Canada. As of July 16, 2023, H1B specialty occupation visa holders in the US, and their accompanying immediate family members, will be eligible to apply to come to Canada. They will be able to work for almost any employer anywhere in Canada. Their spouses and dependents will also be eligible to apply for a temporary resident visa, with a work or study permit, as needed. The approved applicants will receive an open work permit of up to 3 years. P&G India to invest 2,000 crore rupees to set up export hub in Gujarat. Procter & Gamble India will invest 2,000 crore rupees to establish a new personal healthcare manufacturing facility in Gujarat, which will become an export hub for the company. The plant will manufacture products from P&G's global healthcare portfolio and create hundreds of jobs. The new plant spread across a 50,000 square meter area in Sanand will produce products that are part of P&G's global healthcare portfolio, especially digestives, a company statement said. Go First submits revival plans to DGCA, resumes operation with 26 flights. Cash-strapped Go First on Wednesday submitted its revival plan to the Civil Aviation Regulator Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, proposing restarting operations as soon as possible, according to a news report. The proposal submitted outlines restarting the airline's operations by deploying a fleet of 26 aircraft, including 4 additional planes on standby, reported CNBC-TV18. Go First aims to operate from 22 airports and fly on 78 routes, with approximately 160 daily flights. Indigo becomes India's leading airline to touch 1 lakh crore rupees in market value. Interglobe Aviation Limited, which operates budget carrier Indigo, has become India's leading airline to cross 1 trillion rupees in market capitalization on June 28. The stock hit a 52-week high of 2,634 rupees and 25 paise on the BSE earlier in the session today, with a market value of 1.01 trillion rupees. The low-cost carrier flew 81.10 lakh passengers in May 2023. Indigo placed an order for 500 Airbus family aircraft in the largest order in the history of commercial aviation. The airline will take delivery of these new aircraft between 2030 and 2035. ICICI Securities Board okays delisting every 100 shares to fetch 67 ICICI Bank shares. The board of ICICI Securities on Thursday approved the draft scheme of arrangement for delisting the company's shares, following which it will become a wholly owned subsidiary of ICICI Bank. Following the delisting, shares of ICICI Securities will be cancelled and shareholders will be allotted 67 shares of ICICI Bank for every 100 shares held, the company informed the exchanges. ICICI Bank offers banking services and ICICI Securities offers investment and personal finance services. With ICICI Securities as a subsidiary, both entities would be able to capitalize on the synergies, the company said. SEBI halves IPO listing cycle to 3 days. Capital market regulator SEBI has reduced the listing of shares in public issue from existing 6 days to 3 from the date of the issue's closure and also tightened the disclosure norms for foreign portfolio investors following the Adani Hindenburg case. Shapoorji Pallonji Group raises 14,300 crore rupees via high-yield debt. Shapoorji Pallonji Group has raised 14,300 crore rupees from a clutch of private credit investors and high-net-worth individuals, pledging its shares in Tata Sons Limited as collateral, primarily to refinance its debt, two people familiar with the development said. Prosus slashes Byju's valuation to $5 billion, report. Dutch-listed technology investor Prosus NV has slashed the valuation of Indian edtech startup Byju's to $5.1 billion, according to a TechCrunch report. Prosus had downsized the value of its 9.6% stake in Byju's to around $493 million in the financial year ended March 31, the report added. Byju's was last valued at over $22 billion in October 2022, when it raised a $250 million funding round. Byju's valuation markdown comes at a time when 3 board members tendered their resignations. Byju's is caught in what many see as a governance crisis after it lost board members representing three global investors Peak 15, Process Envy, and the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative and auditor Deloitte last week.